Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, my name is Faradila Hanum and you can call me Hanum. My name is 2106031100037. I'm from chemistry class A. In this video, I will talk about B3 waste management and about lab safety. Number one, solid waste condition. Solid waste condition, smell pollution from rotting garbage, water pollution due to dumping garbage into rivers and leachate, shipping for the TPA or final disposal site to settlements and residents' water source. Air pollution due to burning garbage are other problems that arise due to burning garbage. Garbage disposal also has a negative impact on human health, especially with the increase in heart disease and the increasing cost of treating raw water of drinking water. And the next is pressure on the environment. Problems that make it difficult to control waste piles are the uncontrolled use utilization of plastic as a means of wrapping, packaging, and container goods, as well as product protection. Meanwhile, obstacles in waste management are the lack of coordination between related installation, weak system or regulation in waste management, and lack of public awareness. The next is the domestic solid waste management policy. Waste management hierarchy. The one is for our concept. Reduce waste from the source. Number two is reuse waste. Number three is recovery, making effort to recover usually materials, and then last recycle, perform processing to product other product. And the number two, waste management by meeting environmental requirement in creator. And the three, landfilling in environmentally friendly landfill. And the next, cities that are included in the civil service program. Metropolitan cities, Surabaya, East Jakarta, Bandung, Medan, South Jakarta, West Jakarta, Palembang, Tangerang, Semarang, North Jakarta, Makassar. Big cities, Central Jakarta, Padang, Malang, Bogor, Bandar Lampung, Pekanbaru, dan Pasar Surakarta, Banjarmasin, Samarinda, and Yogyakarta. Medium cities is Pontianak, Manado, Jambi, Balikpapan, Mataram, Bengkulu, Palu, Pematang Siantar, Serang, Jayapura, Binjai, Kendari, Ternate, Palangkaraya, Tebing Tinggi, Kebumen, Bima, Parepare. And small towns, High Hills, Wonogiri, Purbalingga, Gianyar, Tabanan, Wajo or Sangkang, Sika, Maura Bungo, Batu Sangkar, Bandung, Bengkalis, Kupang, Rengat, Maura Enin, ND. The implementation of the civil service program is the monitoring and evaluation of institutional management responsiveness, physical and innovation aspect carried out by the government, city or district based on predetermined criteria and indicators. The next is number two is hazardous and toxic materials. Condition of hazardous and toxic materials. According to UNIP data, there are 100,000 types of chemical compounds used and 100 of which are classified as B3. Both the long and short term, which the interfere with human health and the environment if not managed properly and correctly. And the next, environmental impact trends. Efforts to prevent environmental pollution by B3 are monitoring the amount of chemicals circulating and entering the territory of Indonesia, supervising cross-border movements, especially for chemicals that are prohibited and limited in use. The government also monitors persistent organic pollutants or POPs in Indonesia. POPs are toxic chemical. Are toxic chemical usually used as active ingredient for pesticides, resistant to change or stable, can accumulate in the body of living things or bioaccumulation, and they can move through the air, water, and living things that are far from the source accumulate in the terrestrial or aquatic environment. And the next are B3 management effort. International convention support the application of regulation on B3 management. Number one, the Rotterdam Peak or PIC or Prior Information Council. Convention regulates the cross-border problem of chemicals to developed countries which are no longer used in the country of production or use. The Stockholm Conference or POPS, which regulation the prohibition of the use of 12 types of chemicals classified in POPs and POPs. And then number three, hazardous and toxic waste. The next is B3 waste condition. The amount of B3 waste that is processed at the Indonesian Wastewater Treatment Center or PPLI B3 Cilengsi in 199 was 9,000 to 16 tons. In 2002, it was 2,000 million tons. And the next is pressure on the environment due to hazardous waste. In Indonesia, factors often dispose of the result B3 waste directly onto the ground without processing. For example, stop filling it at the factory site, throwing it into a landfill, throwing it into the river of making landfill. More than 2 tons per year of B3 is exported to developed countries for developed countries. Case. PT Masbun Unit 1 Sidoarjo Istiafa does not treat its B3 waste but throws it directly into the river. It is proven that MT Masbun violated the regulation regarding B3 waste management, namely storing B3 waste exceeding the allowed time limit more than 90 days, hoarding waste without a permit and not meeting the stipulated requirement for B3 waste management. To the end, the government has taken several steps. Realization of impact of non-B3 waste, namely paper waste and metal scrap. And the next, waste management policy. Government regulation number 18 of 199 concerning the management of hazardous and toxic waste, which was later defined by government regulation number of 85 of 100 to 9,099. Conclusion about this problem. Number one, domestic waste is waste that dumped due to activities. And number two, B3 is a hazardous and toxic materials can pollute and make the environment and is also harmful to health. Number three, hazardous waste in process at PPLE or wastewater center. And next, mentally, chemical hazard of lab safety. Many of the chemicals we use in the lab are potentially dangerous, especially under the heat, pressure, or when they are mixed with other chemicals. There are two main tools that we use to identify chemical hazard: safety data sheet and chemical labels. Every chemical in the lab is required to have a technical document called a safety data sheet or SDS, usually provided by the manufacturer. These were formerly known as Material Safety Data Sheet or MSDS. The safety data sheet is a one-stop shop to find about chemical properties, hazard, and safety precaution. Now the location of the safety dataset in your lab and review them before working with a chemical for the first time. GDS in an acronym for the globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals. This new system provides an international standard format for safety dataset. All SDS must be organized into 16 sections. Number one is identification. Number two is hazard identification. Number three is composition. Number four, first aid. Number five, firefighting. Number six, accidental release. And number seven, handling and storage. Eight, explore controls and personal protecting. And number nine, physical and chemical properties. And number six, stability and reactivity. And number 11 is toxicological. Section 12 and Section 12 is ecological, disposal, transport, regulatory consideration, other pertinent information. This is where you will find the date of the SDS, which is prepared along with the last known revision. Safety data sheet provide a lot of information about how to use chemical safety in the lab, but there's also another way to learn about a chemical, and that's by reading its label. The new GHS format requires each chemical in the lab to be labeled. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.